Hey everyone, it's Derek from Simnett Nutrition. So thank you so much for joining me back in my kitchen for yet another healthy and delicious plant-based recipe. So in today's video, I'm gonna be sharing with you guys how to make this amazing little refried bean dish that I like to make. Well, it's not exactly like refried beans because like that would require frying the beans and then refrying them, and we're actually not frying them at all. They're more like water sauteed seasoned beans, but that didn't have the same ring to it as refried beans, so that's what we're calling it for now. And I don't know if you guys knew this, but a lot of the time when you go to restaurants, refried beans are not vegan. It seems like they should be, and it's so easy to make them vegan, but a lot of the time, traditionally, they add like beef tallow or beef fat to it when cooking, and that's not something we want to be consuming. But I can assure you, it's still gonna be extremely tasty. You're not gonna miss the beef fat, and it's gonna be a lot healthier for us, and we're gonna know exactly what we're putting in there because we're making it ourselves. So any bean will work, but today I'm using black beans. So a lot of people don't think of beans as being like a nutritional powerhouse, but they definitely are. They're like super high in protein, in fiber, in folate. They're even like super high in antioxidants. They have more antioxidants than oranges. Could you believe it? Also a really good source of zinc and even iron too. So definitely something we should all be eating more of. So on their own, they're definitely not all that exciting, but that's why we gotta soup them up a bit. We gotta make something amazing out of this. So let's do it. So I'll show you guys the ingredients that you're gonna need for this dish first. So of course you're gonna need some cooked black beans. I actually used canned black beans for this because I just wanted it to be easy and convenient, but you could always cook your own. This is about just over 3 cups of black beans. Then we have a handful of tomatoes. We've got some onion as well. Some cilantro. Now don't get upset. This isn't necessary, so I don't want you guys clicking off this video already. You don't have to put that in there. Just put it over there for now. And then all this is what's gonna make it come alive. So we've got some blackstrap molasses, a little bit of salt, some garlic powder, onion powder, some chipotle seasoning. You could use smoked paprika. You could use chili peppers if you want. And then we've also got cumin. Not much in there, but it's a pretty strong flavored spice, so we don't need too much of it. All right, so first things first. I'm the realist. No, that's so dumb. You're gonna wanna put a skillet, not a skillet, what is that called? First thing that you're gonna need to do is heat up a saucepan. So if you don't have a saucepan, you could obviously use like a pot as well. It'll work just fine. So while that's heating up, we're gonna chop up some of the tomatoes and the onion. Quick little lesson on how to dice an onion. You wanna cut it in half, and then you wanna leave this part here, this end intact. So take off the skin. Should be easier than this. So there we have the skin taken off. So you want to put it face down on your cutting board. Make a couple slices lengthwise into it. Keep your fingers well out of the way. And now, coming back this way, you're just gonna make vertical slices in it. Trying to keep as much of it together as you can. Not going all the way to the end so it stays together. Then you just turn it. And then you want to grip it like this to protect your fingers. Just chop away. There you have perfectly diced onion. Super easy and relatively tear-free. Okay, maybe just a few tears. That's a very strong onion. And then the tomatoes just need a really rough chop. It doesn't really matter too much. All right, so next we're just gonna put this into the preheated frying pan. And this is a pastry scraper. It's a really inexpensive and convenient kitchen tool to have around, especially if you're moving a lot of like chopped vegetables into a saucepan like I am here. So you want to let that saute for just about 5 minutes. It sure doesn't take long to cook some diced onions and tomatoes. And while that's happening, we're gonna make the rest of it. And I swear, like, that's the hardest part. The rest of it is so easy from here on. So you get a blender, and we're gonna be putting half of the black beans in there. I mean, you could put them all in if you wanted the recipe to be totally smooth. All right, so it's a pretty loose recipe that we're making here. Like, you can add however much or little of like all the spices and stuff as you want. And I never really measure my cooking. I just kind of do it intuitively, add little bits, build the flavors up. Because like you can always add more to it, but you can't really take flavors away. So especially like the strong ones, don't add a ton at first. So we're gonna start with some blackstrap molasses, and I have a tablespoon here. So blackstrap molasses, another really good source of iron. So in that tablespoon, we've got 20% of our RDI of iron. It's pretty incredible, but it doesn't come off the spoon that easy. That's where the saying, slow as molasses in January comes from. It's only September here, but is it October? So the blackstrap molasses is gonna add some sweetness to it, but it's also gonna add like some depth. It's got kind of like this smoky, like oaky flavor, if that makes sense. Like I'm not great at describing flavors. And then we're gonna do a teaspoon of garlic powder. You could use fresh garlic as well, but I find garlic powder to be really convenient. It's actually granulated garlic, it's not garlic powder. Teaspoon of onion powder, and then like however much cumin is in here, probably half a teaspoon or something, I don't know. Woo. So this has got a smoky flavor to it. If you don't want them to be like too smoky, then you don't have to add this at all. But we got some smoked chipotle spice. We're gonna do about 2/3 of a teaspoon. And then we have some salt here. I'm gonna wait until the end to add the salt because if you add it throughout the cooking, sometimes it gets lost a little bit and then you end up adding more salt. And yeah, might as well just like taste it at the end and see if you need to add any because you might be surprised, you might not need to. So what I like to do as well is add half of the cooked onions and tomatoes too. So you can add it all or none of it, whatever you want. And then to this I'm gonna add half a cup of water. And that's it. Smells good. Does not look good though. So now all we're gonna do is add this and this to the frying pan. So then you just wanna give that a bit of a stir, and then you just wanna simmer it on low for probably about at least 5 minutes, but you know, 10, 15, 20, the flavors will only get better as you let it simmer. All right, so I'm gonna let that simmer for a few minutes while I make a wrap. Yo, get out of here.
I'm waiting, it smells so good.
Get your own gains. So those guys are ready for some beans, but first I'm going to add the cilantro. And I know I really just upset a lot of you that don't like cilantro, but again, you don't have to put this in there. There we go. The green helped out a lot. It looks a lot more like food now and a little less like shall we put these wraps together? I think so. So here it is, all done. It looks so good. It smells so good. All right, it's a little hot sauce on there first. That is such a quick and healthy and nutrient-dense meal, but it's gotta taste good, right? Let's try it out. I think that's it for this video. I am gonna go eat this and enjoy it, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and definitely let me know in the comments down below what you thought of it. And hit the like button if you did like this video. I know it's so cheesy and everyone says that, but it does help me out a lot. It lets me know that you guys like this style of video, and it also lets YouTube know that other people should see this video because it's good. So, thanks so much. If you guys like me, subscribe if you haven't already, and you can see more videos from me. Lots more on the way. So, thank you for watching this video all the way to the end. I do appreciate it, and I hope you guys got something out of it. You guys are awesome. You respect your health, and I respect that. Crystal, you can come have some now if you want.
Have a little bite?
Yes, and of course you can.
I've been waiting for this. Mmm.
Spicy.
It's so good.